And one of our top focus remains the clashes between Thailand and Cambodia. Thailand has now closed all border points with Cambodia after a new round of clashes that began between the two neighboring countries.
Since the situation has escalated, we felt obligated and compelled that the ad hoc center has to escalate the security measures along the border from level 2, which only restrict the crossing borders of the people and the time or the period of time that they can cross. Now we have escalated the measures to level 4, which involves the complete closure of all border checkpoints along the Thai-Cambodian border.
In Kantharalak district, which borders Cambodia, thick smoke was seen billowing from a store near to a gas station. Authorities said that 6 people were killed and 10 were wounded at the site. While in the Sudan province, at least 1 person was killed and 3 were wounded after Cambodia fired 2 BM-221 rockets that hit a community in the region, that is the Kap Chong district. The Thai army has called it a targeted attack on civilians by the Cambodian forces. Meanwhile, people in Thailand say that they do not want a war, as a lot has been already lost. They even say that they want the clashes to end soon.
I'm a little scared. I don't want a war. I want it to end quickly. If they, Cambodia, first started it and we retaliate, then that's okay. But I just want it to end as soon as possible.
My hometown is near the Thai-Cambodia border, so we're aware of the situation between Thailand and Cambodia. We think it should end. We don't want it to drag on because a lot has already been lost along the border and people have been affected.
Thailand's military has deployed 6 F-16 jets at the border area and said that the 2 Cambodian battalions were destroyed during the action. Thailand's acting Prime Minister even said that the two sides must adhere to international law, while adding that the situation with Cambodia requires caution.
Around 8:00 a.m., there were reports of gunfire. We are currently investigating the details. We need more information as the situation requires caution and prudence, and we must adhere to international law.
The embassy in Cambodian capital Phnom Penh urged its nationals to leave Cambodia at the earliest. In a post on social media platform, the embassy said that they must leave Cambodia as soon as possible unless they had urgent reasons to remain in the region. Cambodia's Prime Minister Hun Manet has slammed Thai military aggression, accusing it of attacking Cambodian military positions at temples in the province, and requested the United Nations Security Council to convene an urgent meeting. Amid soaring tensions between the neighboring nations, China has warned that its citizens has rather warned its citizens against travelling to Cambodia and Thailand border areas. The neighbours are locked in a bitter spat over the area known as Emerald Triangle, where the borders of both countries and Laos meet, and which is also home to several ancient temples. The squabble has dragged on for decades, flaring into military clashes more than 15 years ago and again in May when a Cambodian soldier was killed in a firefight. Additionally, Thailand has accused Cambodia of placing landmines at the border area. The latter calls these allegations baseless. And joining us on the broadcast is Nathan Paul Southern, who is a columnist and operations director at the Eyewitnesses account, joining us live on the broadcast he's joining us live from Phnom Penh in Cambodia. Mr. Nathan, appreciate you joining us on the broadcast. Situation remains, of course, extremely volatile, fast-paced developments. First up, if you can tell us what is the situation on the ground, especially in this border area where the clashes erupted early this morning.
So everything's changed really quite rapidly in the last 24 hours. In the last few months, there's been a steady rise in escalation tensions between Cambodia and Thailand over this disputed border area where these ancient temples exist, and there's been previous clashes before. In the last 12 hours, however, there was a landmine incident that caused serious injury to several Thai soldiers, and this then escalated into skirmishes along the border, the expelling of diplomats in both countries, and the lowering of the diplomatic status of how each country sees each other. So it really de-escalated overnight in a way that I don't think anyone was expecting it to get this bad and this quickly. And now, in the last 12 hours, Cambodia and Thailand have essentially entered into a war around those disputed border areas.
Right, Mr. Nathan, the Thailand army claims that Cambodian troops initiated the firefight this morning, which has of course been countered by the other side. Additionally, Thailand's military also says that Cambodian cross-border strikes have killed 9 civilians, including a child, and wounded 14 others. What is Cambodia's counter to these allegations, the charges leveled by Thailand?
Well, Cambodia is not releasing their injured numbers yet, so we do not know what the difference is. But Thailand has been hitting Cambodia very hard for several hours now, including with the use of F-16s on airstrikes. So the expected casualty rate in Cambodia could be much higher than it is in Thailand. But anyone was expecting more than a dozen dead in Thailand in just the last 12-13 hours from Cambodian artillery strikes and small fire.
Right, Mr. Nathan, while the situation, like you mentioned, is of course extremely volatile, Cambodia has even asked for UN intervention in the matter and has called Thailand a war-hungry nation. How do you think the United Nations can actually help in diffusing tensions that have prevailed for decades, as you mentioned, 15 years, near the borders of Thailand and Cambodia?
So I think the most important thing to realise here is that there is a lot more happening than there are some ancient temples which both Cambodia and Thailand would like to own. Yes, that happened. Yes, the colonial French powers divvied up this region without really knowing what they were doing. It led to disagreements. It has led to various skirmishes, conflicts over the years. The ICJ in 2013, announced a ruling that Cambodia owns the majority of this area that they're fighting for. Pretty much everything had been peaceful for over 10 years. It just so happens in the last 12, 24 months, this region, the exact region they're fighting around, has now become a hub of multi-billion-dollar cyber scam operations and an enormous growth of organised crime syndicates running city-sized developments, mostly used to scam and human trafficking. This trade is worth billions and billions of dollars. It's appeared in this border area, which was until now pretty much empty, apart from rural life and ancient temples. And at the same time, Cambodia and Thailand have both started accusing each other of their own complicity in this scam trade. It seems that the multi-billion-dollar trade that is growing around these temples may have more to do with the conflict than the temples that haven't caused that shot to be fired in the last 10 years.
Yes, Mr. Nathan, important that you mentioned about the temples located here. If you can quickly tell us about whether the people living in this region have been temporarily evacuated and what is the situation as of now, where people have been visiting, the devotees have been thronging this region, the exact location where clashes have broken out.
We're still trying to establish the exact locations, especially as what the Cambodian government has released has been quite limited. A lot of reporters are now heading out to the front lines there, and I'll hopefully be there soon to clarify some of those details. We know that 40,000 people have been forced to flee their homes on the Thai side of this conflict. We know that several villages are emptying out. A lot of them are preemptive. It's very difficult to know how to predict the strikes, as the area where the actual disputed temples are usually really quite unpopulated. So it's a very, very difficult conflict to predict, and it seems to be spreading at various flashpoints really quite rapidly.
Yes, Mr. Nathan Paul, appreciate you joining us on the broadcast, and of course remains to be seen whether that emergency meeting of United Nations is convened or not. But point taken, as Mr. Nathan told us, situation is volatile, and while the situation is, there are fast-paced developments, the authorities are still trying to salvage the situation.